is Jürgen Steinmetz with eTurboNews, bringing you a report from Nevada. Specifically, we're looking at Las Vegas and the impact on COVID and the danger of traveling to Nevada or no danger. We're looking at the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Bureau website. It appears once you start digging a little bit and after you're clicking on COVID-19 updates, you get 15 or so links to various other websites, and they're somehow difficult to understand. But if you dig long enough, you will see that Las Vegas, or Nevada better, has a total sickness rate of 53,557, went up 729 today, and there are 900 deaths, and it went up 10 deaths today. That actually converts, and you can see this at Worldometer, at a global website. It would convert to 17,388 total cases per million population and 292 deaths. If you compare this with California, always seen now as the hot spot for COVID in the United States, had less death per million, had 254, but it had 13,698 cases per 1 million. And Las Vegas, this number is higher. It had 17,388 and 292. Now, when you look and see this a little bit more closely, Las Vegas, as also mentioned on their state tourism website and at the Las Vegas Convention Bureau website, opened for tourism on June 4th. And the world was okay for Nevada on June 4th. The numbers were quite low. Of course, COVID was around for several months. But if you look, for instance, on June 4th, you only had 4 deaths. What is tragic, but it's not anything to, where you say, okay, this is out of the ordinary, unfortunately, compared to many other states and other areas. Now, a little bit later, and literally it started about 2 weeks or 4 weeks better after this, you see the death rate is it's increasing. There are 14 on July 2nd, and then it goes way up to 28 people that died, for instance, on July 23rd, and the same number also on July 24th, and so forth. And just yesterday, on August 5th, you find 28 people who passed away. To day 10 so far. Maybe this number wasn't concluded because this day isn't finished yet. Clearly, this number is up roughly tenfold after Nevada opened for tourism. This is the same situation with active cases. You see on June 4th, you had about 1,807 active cases. Now you have 27,637. And there's still no movement. Most of the data, most of the wording, and most of everything in regards to tourism remains the same as it was at the end of May, beginning of June, if you judge the website for both the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Bureau and the state of Nevada. So I thought I would give a call to the Nevada Tourism Office, and I called the number for media and talked to a spokesperson who was very nice and gave me some of this input. Surprisingly, when I listened to the input, she really didn't have any data. She didn't really know anything, really, but I leave it up to you, and we play the portion of the phone call that is relevant to Nevada, and I leave it with this. Stay tuned.
Travel Nevada, this is Chris.
Yes, hi, good morning, Chris. My name is Jürgen. I'm calling from eTurboNews, Travel News Group in Honolulu. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
No, I'm fine. I was calling with, I'm working on an article in regards to Nevada reopening for tourism specifically. There was a lot of reporting after Las Vegas opened, and I'm just trying to get some feedback what the experience is specifically after the Las Vegas opening. If COVID cases increased, or if it's the same, are there any new restrictions or anything people wanted to travel to Las Vegas should know about, or is there travel? Uh, is there? I mean, are there any restrictions for visitors from certain states and so forth? So I'm wondering if you had any feedback on that.
I can email you the travel advisory for travelers coming to our state, but we don't have any restrictions on anyone coming from any particular state. I don't particularly, we don't keep stats on, illness, the um, the COVID data, but you can probably look at Clark County's the health department, and also I'll send you if I'll email you the link to the state of Nevada's health response website, which has all that data.
Right. I mean, specifically, you're right next to California, and California had a record increase. I think it's the highest right now in the country after Florida. No, actually before Florida. I'm just looking at it, and so I'm just wondering, is this a concern for Nevada? I know, like we do in Hawaii, you live on tourism, so it's an important industry. And I know in Hawaii, for example, where we had been contemplating reopening our state for tourism September 1, but seems to be a long shot right now. So it's quite interesting to know how your industry is doing after the reopening um, you had, because the casinos and everything was closed. Uh, how's the atmosphere? Do you have any feedback on this? Are people actually coming and staying, and is there an increase in arrivals, or are people hesitant to travel?
We don't keep any stats like that, but you could always check again the health data. But you could look at the McCarran Airport. That's the airport in Las Vegas. You could see what their data is. But yeah, we're just kind of monitoring the situation, as I'm sure you are too, and just kind of trying to make sure everyone's safe. Um,
Well, when did you reopen? Do you remember when this was in Las Vegas? When did you open the casinos again?
you know, I, I I'm pretty sure it was early June, but let me look. I'm gonna have to, because I mean we don't keep that.
But I mean, if anyone should keep it, you guys should keep that. That is your enormous. That should be an enormous interest for travel Nevada, don't you think so?
Uh, it looks like the casinos reopened on June 4th.
Okay, so now if you look at I'm looking at some of the statistics here. This is about daily death. What's the worst type of statistic? And everyone says, after 2 weeks, you get an initial idea. And exactly after 2 weeks, starting with July 2nd, it looks like the number of people unfortunately passing away on some days tripled and quadrupled. It went from before like 2 deaths a day, 5 deaths a day, and it's in the 30 range right now. So, isn't that a concern for Nevada travel?
Yeah, we're always um, we want people to be safe when they come, and we want the people who work in the casinos to be safe. So if you look at the Nevada Health Response website, that's where most of this data is going to be. That's where the
Yeah,
state
no,
of
and I have the data. That's why I'm asking you. I'm not really that ignorant, but and I have data here. For example, total death. This is now for the state of Nevada, and in Las Vegas, it's actually more drastic. But if you look at the numbers, what you said in early June, you had 417 people that passed away. Now you're at 890 as of August 3rd. So that if you look at active cases, June 4th, you had 1,843 active cases. Now you're at 21,003. What is not only it's a 12-fold increase, and that is after it's open for tourism. So I'm just wondering what the concern would be for Travel Nevada, looking at this data. And I'm sure you know this data. If you look at daily cases, it's the same pattern. Daily cases beginning in June, when you said it reopened, was about 137 on a maximum point. Now I'm seeing daily cases as up as 1,447, just after the 2 week, 3 week period in reopening. And then you said you wanted to keep visitors and, of course, even equally important workers safe. But do you think you can do this job with these numbers?
Sorry, I'm hearing
Oh,
like
that's my computer. I'm so sorry. It has its own life here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you're with what publication?
I'm with eTurboNews. We're part of the Travel News Group. We're a global publication for travel and tourism professionals. And we're reaching people literally all over the world when it comes to travel and tourism.
Well, definitely, I would advise, the state has advised travelers to just, if you have tested positive for COVID-19, you should not travel to our state. But we recommend all travelers follow the CDC guidelines and follow the social distancing practices, primarily, wearing the face covering in public, keeping that 6 feet of physical distance. Many of the resorts in that Las Vegas area have shared their plans for keeping visitors safe. And if visitors are concerned, I think you probably should go to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority website, because I think that is, they have sort of organized that information as to all the resorts. But I mean, definitely check with the resort. When you look at their websites, they often share the information of their cleaning practices and things like that.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for reading eTurbo News. And we'll be back soon. Aloha from Hawaii.